welcome to Run Ultra with me, Robin Leathley. I am riding solo today, so strap in, everybody. It's going to be a great podcast today. We've got Megan Boxall, who is running the entire coastline of Britain. What a fabulous challenge! I've got to say, I love all of these separate challenges that people do, and can pick out little bits of Britain where they think, I'm going to run all of that. I'm going to plan it all out, and it's going to be an incredible adventure. Like, I would love to be able to take, Megan's hoping to do it in 200 days, 200 marathons in 200 days, which would equal the record set by, I think it's Nick Butter, which would be one heck of an achievement. But wow, what a task to plan. So I look forward to getting into that with her today. As far as I'm concerned, if anyone's interested in what Robin's running is looking like at the moment, I've just signed up to 100k Maverick Peak District X Trail 100k, which takes in, I think, some of the best trails in the whole of the Peak District. If I was going to map out my own 100k for the Peak District, this comes pretty close as to what I would choose. Actually, you're hitting some of the great edges that give you wonderful landscape views over the Peak District. So you've got Kerber Edge, Frogger Edge, Stanage Edge. You're doing the Mamtor Ridge, a bit of Kinder Southern Plateau Ridge down into Edale, Longstone Moor, which is really nice, but niche section of the Peak District. So yes, I can't wait to give it a go. I'm really hoping to focus on getting a good ITRA score, which has never been important to me before. But this looked like a good local place to go and smash it out and see what I'm capable of, because training's going really well at the moment. I'm progressing most weeks apart from this stupid tax return week. But this is 2 weeks before you'll get to hear it. So I'll be well in the clear by then. I'll be very relaxed by the time this comes out. So yeah, I'm really hoping to sort of stamp a good time out. So keep an eye out for that end of May if anyone wants to come do it as well. Maverick do wonderful races. They're really well organized, lovely volunteers and staff, as you'll always get here in the Peak District. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And there's a 55k version as well if 100k is a bit too far for you at that time of year. I think otherwise my training is very much speed focused. I've been quite open in talking about that. I really want to focus on going for a Team GB spot for the 24-hour, which awkwardly Russ Cook, hardest geezer, has come out saying that he wants to do as well. So, and we know whose profile he's been stalking. Mine. So he stole my idea. So yeah, very much get faster, can therefore run quicker at an easier pace, can get straight into the 24-hour team and run 250 kilometers in 24 hours. It's that simple. It can't be that hard, can it? How many people can do it? Not many. But hopefully I can become one of them. I mean, it's a big jump from 201 kilometers to 250, running that extra 49 kilometers, but we'll see what happens. So enough from me. A shout out to our sponsor, Core Sensor, who the great trainer Run with Nick. Nick has reviewed the Core Sensor 2 for Run Ultra. Very exciting bit of tech. If you should want to do some heat-based training, this is really something that can help you keep a track on your temperature at all times. And when I was running with Sophie Power for a short name drop for a short stint in a race to the stones, she mentioned that the only thing she was doing that day with regards to checking her stats was checking her temperature. I don't know that she was using this, but this also provides that data. So if it's good enough for her, surely it's good enough for us all. And apparently the Core Sensor 2, even better than the Core 1, as you would expect. So it looks like it syncs well with your Garmin Connect app. Its battery lasts for a week or so, which is also great. We can all charge stuff overnight, every single night anyway. I don't think it really matters how good the battery is on these things these days. But yeah, like really simple to sort of clip onto your clothing as well. Yeah, looks pretty good. Oh God, I'm gonna have to buy something else for this so-called cheap sport that is running. Megan's just entered the room, so here we go. Hello, Megan.
Hi.
Hi, we're recording from the off,
That's
by the
fine.
way. So,
Exactly.
warning. How are you doing today?
Yeah, yeah, good, thank you.
101 days in.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
I am tired. Yeah,
Yeah,
I am tired, and today was incredibly windy, but yeah,
yeah.
fine.
With was that sort of battering you from one side because then obviously the nature of the challenge is that you're going to be running in one direction most of the time.
Well, you say that, but today I ran, and this is going to be the case with quite a lot of Scotland. There are often peninsulas, sticky out
Right.
bits, which there is just the one road that goes down there. So this was actually a case of running straight down the road, turning around and coming back again.
All right.
So yeah. Um, so I did benefit from the wind on the way back, but on the way
Hmm.
there, yeah, it was a real headwind and it was not easy.
Ugly stuff. Ugly
Yeah.
stuff. What made you want to do it in the first place? That's my first question.
So running around the coast of Britain or a big adventure which involves Britain is something that I have wanted to do for a really long time. So my uncle actually walked around the coastline of Britain when I was 10.
Mhm.
And it was obviously really inspiring and very exciting, and we were all very proud of him as a family. And it's sort of been there in the back of my mind. But I think with anything that's this big, you need a why. The
Absolutely.
why that makes it it makes you carry on when
Hmm.
it's grim. And also I mean I've given up quite a lot. I've given up my job. I've given up
Mm.
it's not cheap either.
No.
So for me, I never really had a why. And then in 2024, I had some pretty major setbacks with my mental health. I was really struggling, and I was also diagnosed with MS, which was
Mm.
a bit of a shock, and it was just a really awful time, which ended. I was referred to psychiatric crisis care, and I leant on the Samaritans quite a lot in that time, and I really went into myself. I isolated myself from my friends and my family. It was awful, and I think that's what mental illness does. It makes you
Mm.
really go into yourself. And then I went and lived on the coast with. I took my parents' dog Shadow. They let me have her come and keep me company on the coast.
Great name.
And yeah, um, and we did loads and loads of running. I mean, I do lots of running anyway, but running on the coast is just amazing. It's my favorite place to run, and I was feeling so much better. And then it sort of occurred to me that was my why.
Mm.
I would raise money and awareness for mental health charities, and just getting people talking, and also just trying to celebrate Britain as well, because Britain and its coast are amazing. And I do feel like the best way of overcoming mental illness is just positivity, if you can if you can find it, and I definitely find it on the coast.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, and the coast is amazing, isn't it?
Mm,
We go on holiday to Pembrokeshire every
mm.
year now for like the last 3 or 4 years, and the coastal path running there is what I look forward to most. It's
Yeah,
an
Pembrokeshire
absolute
is
joy.
definitely a good spot. I love the Pembrokeshire coast. It's really nice, and yeah, it was a good. I was really lucky with the weather in Pembrokeshire, so I have that was a good spot so far.
Oh, good. I think I mean going back to your why, that is very powerful why, isn't it?
Mm,
And yeah, I've had real low points from mental health and stuff as well, and you do withdraw, and you sort of, especially reflecting back on yourself, you only then realize how bad you were, sort of a month or two afterwards,
mm,
sort of looking back and thinking, whoa, I wasn't myself at all. That
mm.
like things can just be very difficult to deal with, and I think I've definitely found with running just in general
Yeah.
that really helps. And I'm glad that you found that too, and to latch on to something that from your uncle as well that he's done in the
Mm,
past, and to bring a bit of family meaning into it, and
mm.
to interlock helping other people with mental health problems. I think it's great. What is such
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, I've been amazed since. I mean, it's in a way it's very sad, but how many people have reached out to me since I've started being more open about my own struggles, that how many people have had their own struggles, and it is just it's just extraordinary how many people suffer from mental illness
Mm,
and yeah, and how many people do feel very, very isolated and very lonely while they're going through it. Um, yeah,
absolutely.
not
Yeah.
easy.
And there's lots of I think I've talked about it before on the podcast. There's lots of sort of run talk run groups that are set up around Britain
Mm,
to help men specifically. I think talk to other men
mm,
when they're having struggles and stuff like that. So I love how running can sort of become into woven weaved
mm.
with mental health and yeah, just getting out into the fresh air. It seems like a cliche, but it does something for sure. And
Definitely, definitely. Although I would say, for me, getting out into the fresh air isn't good enough because I was actually injured for a little while I was doing this, and I had to walk for like a week.
mm.
That didn't tick the boxes like running down. So I was obviously still out in the fresh air, but walking wasn't good enough. It has to be running.
Let's rewind back and
Mm.
go before. What was running like for Megan before the challenge? What was what really got you going with it?
Running for me was actually very normal. I have lived on the coast in Suffolk for the last year. I mean, I know Suffolk very well. I've always been on holiday there as a family. It's my favourite place to run without a doubt. So trails is definitely my favourite. But I was definitely way more of a I'd say casual road runner before. Most of my running was actually because of triathlon. So I did a lot of long distance triathlon. And because I always got injured when I was trying to run big distances, just never got my training right. Oh yeah, always injured. And then I started heart rate training for long triathlon, so for half Ironmans and yeah, and longer.
Mm,
And yeah, and it worked. And obviously with Ironman training, you're cross training a lot more. Um, and I feel like training on the bike really transitions quite well over to running. So don't think it necessarily goes back the other way. But yeah, then I started marathon running. And yeah, and then I decided to do this. And yeah, started stringing together multiple marathons and more. Um,
I mean, that was a quick transition there. Like, if we go back to heart
mm.
rate training, do you think that really helped because you were pushing yourself too hard and you weren't pulling back enough on the easy runs sort of thing? Was it that you were
Yeah,
just
without a doubt. I
yeah?
just was my training was all over the place before. I think I was just like run further, run further, run further rather
Mm,
than yeah, rather than train sensibly. And without a doubt, my heart rate was I was running at yeah, I mean I don't even know what sort of heart rate I was running at because I was only ever looking at pace.
yeah,
And yeah, anytime anyone says I'm thinking of getting into running, I'm thinking of doing this, or I'm struggling with running, or I'm hating running, I'm just like, don't look at pace ever. Just
mm,
if you want to train to get better, heart rate training. I now use pace, but it's because I'm better now, so I
yeah.
understand running a bit more. So training, I now do train for pace, but yeah, I always recommend heart rate training for people
Yeah,
who may be less experienced.
yeah, but now you know yourself, don't you? So
Exactly. Yeah.
you know what paces are going to be at what rough heart rate that
Yeah.
you are. Like I was exactly the same, and I'm still guilty of it now.
Yeah.
I'll still go out and run a specific sort of 8 minute mile pace for my easy runs and think like it's got to be around this because otherwise I'm not progressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this isn't my easy running pace and it's slower than that, then I must be worse. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
terrible for comparing myself.
Yeah, and it's especially true, I feel like when you're running, when you're out on trails, or I mean, obviously, I have no interest in pace at all at the moment, but before, so I did the London Marathon last year, and I was training on the trails, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's really windy, and sometimes you're doing intervals, and you're like, I'm smashing it, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, I was smashing it because I had a tailwind. That was why. Um, yeah, so yeah, no, I do think heart rate training is great for well, certainly for injury prevention, but also for enjoying
Mm,
running, and not getting
yeah.
to the end of a run, having run it at a ridiculous pace, and then being like, oh, got to do that again
Mm.
tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the wind. Like the other day, I was thinking there should be a wind adjusted pace on
Yeah,
Strava so I can know how fast I'm going. But then again, this is the trap of falling into focusing on your stats too much, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
And I completely agree. Yeah, you do not need to be worried about pace right
I
now.
mean, the only thing I need to be worried about is going too quickly, and I'm really trying not to.
Mm,
I thought that um, running sort of 6 minute kilometers was like that kind of is my natural, like this is really slow, this is
yeah.
easy sort of pace, but it's too quick for this, and I really
Mm,
feel it. I really feel it if I'm running a sub 5 hour marathon, I'm not feeling great the next day. So
yeah.
yeah, so trying to really make sure I'm going slowly, walking up the hills. um yeah.
Yeah, that must be so difficult. Well,
Mm.
maybe it gets easier after you've been doing it for 101 days.
It did get easier, but now I'm in Scotland and I'm on roads again. It's a lot more, well, it's a lot less forgiving underfoot. So, and
Mm,
having had, yeah, I mean, 80 days on the coast path, that was okay.
yeah.
I'm definitely like in a good rhythm and everything, but now I'm back on roads, I can go that bit faster.
Mm,
And yeah, I'm just feeling that I am sometimes potentially running a little bit too quickly, and then I'm, yeah, knackered, and I've got different muscle ache, and I think, oh, well, I clearly wasn't using that one before when I was on the coast path, but now I'm back on the road. I'm using that one again.
yeah. Oh, there's so many things I want to ask you. I'm gonna keep refraining from jumping in. The how did you go about deciding where to start and how have you planned it?
So where to start was, I always knew I wanted to start in Suffolk at home, and when I spoke to people about it, they were like, "No, would you not want to start somewhere more central where it's easier for people to get to the start and finish?" But it was like my start was amazing. I absolutely loved my first
Mm,
day. And even though it is in the middle of nowhere and it is quite hard to get to, it was nice because it wasn't hard to get to for the people who live there,
yeah.
and we had a really nice community of people who, yeah, who came along to the start. I started with Park Run, so obviously the whole of Park Run was there.
Nice.
And yeah, my family came, and yeah, my friends from yeah, from the village. And I think when I finish, we'll probably do a bigger finish. I'm hoping that yeah, I'm hoping that the finish will be bigger. But yeah, I always knew I wanted to start at yeah, well, it's actually a couple of miles north of home. Which, yeah, which is nice. I'm glad I started there as well. So yeah, the Suffolk coast. It was a really easy start because Essex is very flat.
Right.
Kent is pretty flat as well.
Hmm.
And I only really hit any hills. I don't know, there's a few in Sussex, but not very many.
Mm,
So I was about 3 weeks in before I properly hit any hills. So that was quite nice. And also the finish is going to be really easy because there's no hills in Lincolnshire either. So or
right.
Norfolk. So yeah, so that was, and it was when I was there that I decided I was going to do this. So yeah, I always wanted it to be
Yeah.
at home and
Okay.
celebration of that. Having decided that, it then became, the logistics then were a little bit complicated because I decided I was going to do this on the 11th of January 2025, but I was still
Okay.
very wary. Like, I was also still very poorly and just really tentative about it. If I'd gone for it like there and then on the 11th of January, handed in my notice at work, just had gone all in, I probably could have started and finished by the time the winter came around.
Right.
But because I wasn't sure, I ended up sort of umming and ahhing about it until the end of March. So by the time I handed my notice in at work, I had a 3 month notice period.
Mm.
By the time
Well,
I
that's
really,
long.
yeah, by the time I
Yeah.
really committed to it, it was, yeah, it was the start of April. And I had a London Marathon place as well, and I wanted to do the London Marathon. So, um, and obviously I wouldn't have been able to train for this and the London Marathon at the pace I wanted to run the London Marathon at the same time.
Mm,
So so then, because of my start time, I then knew I would be running into the winter anyway. I thought I
hmm.
might as well start later in the year so that I get the spring the other side. So yes, I'm running through the winter, but
Yes.
I'll get March and April, the other side. And then having decided that, I knew I then had to go clockwise because of the daylight. I knew I'd have to go south while it was getting darker, do the
Hmm.
south coast because there's an hour of difference between the top and the bottom of Britain.
Right.
Um, Clockwise is not the way you're supposed to go because the wind is worse if you go like you've obviously the south coast is obviously longer than the north coast,
Yeah.
so you have more westerly winds. I've actually found I've had pretty much 50-50 headwinds, tailwinds. So I think
Right.
I don't know whether I've been lucky, but yeah, it's been fine. And then yeah, it was just planning. It was just spreadsheets and OS maps and Komoot and any plotter route I could find and yeah, training. um,
Have you have you mapped the whole thing then, or are you mapping it as you go along?
I mapped the whole thing. Well, I say I mapped the whole thing. I mapped 100 days.
Okay.
And then 100 days, I was supposed to be in Glasgow. I'm a little bit behind. But then north of Glasgow, it does all become quite challenging because
Mm.
there isn't one coast path in Scotland and the Highlands. I mean, it's so in and out, weavy, windy, and it's really
Mm.
quite hard to tell where there are roads, where there aren't roads, when the condition, like what the conditions are going to be like. So I just thought, nah, I'm not gonna map beyond 100 days until I get there. So it was actually only last week that I then went backwards from my starting point. So I then plotted all my routes from the finish point, having selected my finish date, um, all the way up to John O'Groats. And then I've given myself like weekly targets it's about 5 weeks from, actually, yeah, no, it's about 5 weeks from Glasgow to John O'Groats. It's about 5 weeks, and every week I've got a target that I want to try and
Nice.
hit. Yeah, so but other than, so yeah, first 100 days I'd mapped the whole thing. Yeah.
That's good. Have you got all those routes just saved in your Garmin, just ready to click onto each day?
Yeah, they're not saved in my Garmin because the files are too big, but they are
Mm.
I save them into my Garmin every week.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, as someone who loves plotting a route, like I love nothing more than just sort of exploring a new area and just like mapping wherever to
Mm.
go. Having such a massive task of plotting all the way around the British Isles, that sounds amazing to me.
It should have been really great, but there isn't an option on any of these plottery things. There isn't an option of saying coast path, and it's really annoying.
Mm,
It feels like that should be a thing. Like I want to run from I don't know
yeah,
Eastbourne to Brighton, and I want to go say on the coast path.
yeah,
um, and that, as far as I have found so far, I cannot do. So there's quite a lot of like adding waypoints of
yeah.
um,
Oh, we
yeah.
might have found a niche there. I'm going to make a note
Yeah.
of that. Design website to include coast paths.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ones to choose from, aren't there? I use this terrible one called onthegomap.com that literally nobody else in the whole world uses, I don't think. But it works. It works for me, and you can click around easy enough on it.
Yeah.
But it's something that divides people quite quickly, doesn't it? Because everyone seems to use something else to
Yeah.
map on. But yeah, that's it must be very challenging to try and find. Are you literally just trying to find the nearest track, road, anything to the edge of the coast path
Yeah.
at any one point?
Yeah, yeah, and even though the English coast path is supposed to be fully connected, it's not.
It's
It's
not.
yeah, there are gaping holes, and yeah, and that has been frustrating a few times. Like some bits are amazing, like the Southwest Coast Path is obviously fully connected and incredible.
Hmm.
The Welsh Coast Path is fully connected, and there aren't really any gaps in that. But yeah, there are quite a few gaps in in the rest of the English coast path.
Is that with private land where you just can't get?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's private land, and I don't know, farmers are supposed to cut the path through their fields, but they often don't. Also,
Mm,
there are bits where the coast path comes to an end, and then the next part is a couple of miles down the road, but it's a road, so
right.
a road without a pavement. And then there are bits as well. There was a really frustrating part in Somerset where at high tide there isn't an alternative route. So I was just running along an A road. That was my worst day actually. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to
Mm,
get off this without being hit by a car. It was
mm,
horrible. Um, But yeah, I was either, I mean, I was going to say it was either that or wait for low tide. In reality, in hindsight, I should have just waited for low tide. But when you have in your head, like, I
Yeah.
want to get today done, I've got a certain amount of mileage to do today, and I've got a certain amount
Mm.
of daylight.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was,
exactly. Yeah, and you need your recovery time as well. You can't
yeah,
be waiting for hours
yeah.
for the ocean to move.
Yeah, and I was unsupported at that point as well. So my stuff was already in wherever it was, and it was, yeah, it was a bit of a stressful day.
Yeah, you have to make exceptions, don't you,
Mm.
for something like this? I mean, as long as you're hitting as close to it as you're allowed to, I suppose that's all that really matters. What about if you've got some like some bits of road that are touching a little bit of the coast path, and then there's no path either side? Are you going down and running that little bit and then running back up and then running round?
No, no. I mean that kind of stuff, yeah, can be done. So
Yeah,
my sort of rules are I want to run 5,240 miles, which is
yeah,
200 marathons.
yeah.
The coast path, because there isn't just one coast path, there's so many
Mm.
different figures that are used. It's kind of anything over the 3,500 miles, I think is probably the least that someone's done. If you
Hmm.
sail round it, you can do it in less than 2,000 miles. But
Huh,
um, yeah, it's
that's
obviously,
interesting.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all the ins and outs. I have done less than I should have done by this point, and that is often because I've skipped some of the. Sometimes I've come off the coast path, and especially on the southwest coast path, there were just sometimes it was too dangerous because
Mm.
if it was really really windy and the wind was blowing me like out to sea, I just came off the coast path and went on the road, which is often a bit shorter
Yeah.
because it's a bit more direct. So that's the main reason why I'm about 150 miles
Right, okay.
behind schedule. But I've got lots and lots of roads in Scotland to make up for
Yeah.
that in the next month or two.
God bless you, Scotland. Is there any particular bit that you're looking forward to in the next sort of 20 to 30 days?
I was really looking forward to the Highlands. I think that before I started, that was the bit I said I was looking forward to the most. But now that I'm here, now it's
Mm.
really close. It's a bit intimidating because
Right.
yeah, it is it's so remote.
Mm.
Yeah, the weather is not particularly friendly at the moment. And yeah, so I think it will be yeah, I think it will be interesting. But I know I'm really looking forward to the Highlands. I'm looking forward to getting up to the top as well. I'm going to be in John O'Groats
Mm.
in March, so potentially getting a little bit better
Yeah.
by then. And then yeah, I'm looking forward to the east coast of England as well. But it's funny, the bits that I was dreading the most, I've done, and I was really dreading the southwest coast path because I don't love hills. But I absolutely loved the Southwest Coast Path and I want to go and do it again. It was just amazing.
Yeah, but hard work, right? Surely.
Yeah, no, really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Unbelievably hard. Harder than I expected, but a lot more rewarding than I expected as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think from what I've heard of people doing ARC 150 or 25 miles this weekend, the mud has been something
So
else.
the mud was horrific when I did it, like absolutely. I mean, just yeah, as you say, it just something else. Almost not runnable for lots of it,
Mm.
and that was just me. And I can't imagine what the Arc 100 people, especially towards the back, because it must have been
Yeah.
like however many people had gone ahead of them, and it was
Mm.
all turned up. So yeah, so yeah, I can imagine that was not easy.
Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I am near Stranraer.
Stranraer.
So Dumfries and Galloway is the county of Scotland. I'm about 5 days south of Glasgow.
Awesome. Are you in that little? I'm on Google Maps at the moment. Are
Yeah.
you in that little? There's a Loch Ryan just above Stranraer.
So I'm south of there. So I'm
All
on
right.
so
Okay.
Stranraer's at the top of a peninsula. So this is why
Oh
today
yeah.
I've just like I run down to the end to the Mull of Galloway Lighthouse
Oh
and
yeah.
back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, and but it was super windy today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks quite remote all the way out there. Actually, I'm not surprised. Could you
Yeah.
see Ireland?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Not today. I mean, you can on clear days, but it was a bit too cloudy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. So slightly different question. How are you finding it? Sort of waking up in the morning, knowing that you've got to run 40K, and are there days where you just Are you finding it hard to summon the why any days than others?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I
Mm.
think it is uh the days I find it hardest to summon the why are days that I feel like this isn't getting the traction that I'd like it to.
Mm.
And it's not that it's not getting lots of traction. Like I've been like if I really think about it, I feel like it's doing well. I've got lots of people who are interested. It's
Hmm.
not like hardest geezer break the internet kind of
Yeah.
running challenge, but it's not bad. And it's yeah, and I have raised quite a lot of money, but on the days that I have struggled, the days I've struggled the most have been the days that I think, oh, famous people who do things like this get so much more attention than me.
Yeah.
Why can't I borrow some of that? What I'm doing is really hard as well. I'd like a
Yeah.
little bit more of that. Even though I actually think I think if I'd had much more attention, it would all be quite tiring. So I definitely would like some more attention as I get nearer the end, but at the moment
Yeah.
it's probably about the right amount. But yeah, it is definitely the hardest on the days that I think, why am I doing this? No one cares, and a lot of the time it's really rubbish, and I'm really hating it. And then that passes, and
Yeah.
I think lots of people care, and most of the time I'm loving it. So. Um, yeah, but what's really helped in terms of that, like getting going in the morning, is having a routine. And on the days that I really feel like the why has gone,
Mm.
it's just like clockwork. Like I've actually got a laminated sheet of morning to-dos, and I
Nice.
just work through it, and then I'm out, and then it's done, and then that's
That's
when my
really
day
good.
takes off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? When like I agree, like the traction for these things is really hit and miss sometimes.
Mm,
Like I mean, it's you compare it to someone like Jamie Lang doing five ultra
I
marathons in
know.
five
Yeah.
days, where it was like Radio One just escalates these things
Yeah.
to the max so quickly, doesn't it? Like the publicity is
Yeah.
bonkers.
I do
Uh,
get frustrated by that because I think Jamie Lang is good at lots of
yeah,
things.
yeah,
But he is not one of Britain's best runners. Like we have an
yeah.
incredible amount of ultra runners who are doing things that are so much more challenging than five ultras in 5 days with the amount of support they had. And I just think, let's
Mm,
celebrate them more. Let's celebrate
yeah.
some of like we have incredible ultra runners in Britain. So yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do. I have found myself getting a little bit wound up by it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, we had Sam King did the 79 ultras in 79 days, didn't he? And I think, to be fair, like when I first started following him doing that, I think he was on like 12 or 13 days, and it was
Mm,
all very low level. Like
mm.
it suddenly just picked
Yeah,
up
he's done so well. I'm so
towards the end.
pleased because I didn't know, I hadn't heard of his challenge, and I actually ran through Frinton where he did a lot of his on
Mm.
day four for me, and we must have run past each other because he was pounding up and down the seafront there, and I was on day four,
Yeah,
and yeah, we just didn't know. So, but yeah,
almost
I'm
like he
so
tagged you in.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, and I think it was before his stuff really kicked off as well. I think he was on
Mm.
roughly day 30 or something like that. But yeah, I'm so pleased that his ended up getting the publicity it deserved.
Yeah, I mean, hang in there. I'm sure it will do. Like people are, I think, quite choosy
Yeah.
with what they devote their time to. And when
Yeah.
someone sees 101 out of 200, they'll go, "Oh, check back on that in
Yeah,
50 days,"
exactly.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll see it. We'll see how she's doing then. And then I
Yeah.
think you'll probably find the last 2 to 3 weeks is
Yeah.
when it really kicks on.
Yeah, no,
And
I've still got a fair amount of time, and I'm sure there are lots of other things happening at the moment. I mean, yeah, we've had the Arc this weekend, so yeah, lots of
exactly, yeah.
lots of other interesting things happening.
But at the same time, a lot of people lying on the sofa now, upset about their legs, looking through Instagram, and hopefully they'll come across your challenge.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you've got content wise, you've got the probably the best section up around all of Scotland. Probably, I would hope.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I've also got support for the whole of Scotland. So
Oh,
that will
wonderful.
be, yeah, really nice because there have been sections that I've done completely on my own, which is definitely the most tiring because
Mm,
Means I've got to worry about where I'm staying and I've got to make sure my bags are being transported and stuff like that. So it takes up a lot more time when I'm on my own, obviously.
yeah.
And yeah, once I'm in the camper van, yeah, it will be I'll have a little bit more time.
So have you been in sort of B&Bs, like
Yeah.
hotels and stuff, like
Yeah,
up
and
and
also
down?
just strangers lending me a spare room, which has been
That's great.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I stayed with a family in Carmarthen and we didn't neither of us knew what the link was. Like we couldn't work out how I'd ended up there. But I stayed with them for 2 nights and they were incredibly welcoming and lovely and yeah, it was great.
Oh, that's amazing. I would have thought like that. Yeah. So you've got a camper van for this next bit, did you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's got a good sort of cushion mattress.
So that my friend who is driving the camper van and has picked the camper van has she's picked a good one.
All
And
right,
I'm
good.
very excited for it.
Have you got I can't imagine you have many people running with you in this sort of section
So
already.
this week I've got a few in Ayrshire, and actually then there is a real gap until I get round to Inverness. And there's a lot of people in Inverness, lots of people in Aberdeen actually as well. But yeah, the north of Glasgow up to the very top, I think it's probably going to be a little bit more sparse. But I've also got lots of friends, yeah, coming to join and flying out to, yeah, to come and join me for a bit. So yeah, that'll
Oh,
be
amazing. I
nice.
wish I wish so much that I'd found out about it when you were a bit closer to me.
Mm.
I think yeah, by the time I'd heard it was from Sarah Perry's
Yeah.
Instagram, and I was like, oh right. And the first thing that I thought was, look how well she's running. Like I couldn't believe how well you were moving from her videos, um, like in comparison to how far you'd run already.
Yeah, it's
Like
funny. I do find it extraordinary how my body's just like, okay, well, this is what we do now. And yeah, I definitely it doesn't feel uncomfortable. I definitely slow down a little bit towards the end of the day.
right,
But yeah, I mean, I actually did my quickest marathon. Day 99 was the quickest one I've done so far.
whoa.
Yeah, which was yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was all on the road and there was a bit of a tailwind, but
Hmm.
I was really surprised. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, you don't
Mhm.
need to add in the disclaimers of the tailwind and stuff. You can take the win. What's how about like comfort like have you had any bad chafing or anything like that? I imagine maybe in the first couple of weeks.
Blisters were awful in week like 3 to 5. I didn't think they were ever going to recover. It was
Mm.
so bad. I also lost a toenail on day 3. I never lose toenails when I'm running, and I was like, this is weird. Why? And I trained massive volume. Obviously, it wasn't like I suddenly decided I was going to run 300k weeks. I just thought it's so weird that it's decided now I'm going to start losing toenails, but I only lost the one. And yeah, so I still, and now it's growing back, so I've got 10 toenails still. But yeah, other than that, the other thing with my feet is that, and this actually still is a bit of a problem, they get really, really dry because they are
Mm.
getting wet almost every day. That's probably been the only thing that is causing me proper discomfort at the moment. Because yeah, the blisters all cleared up and
Yeah.
yeah, everything else has been okay.
I'll have to see if Dave from Trail Skin can send you some stuff because it's the like dryness in the feet and everything like that. Their stuff is absolutely perfect for all of that. So Dave, if you're listening, I'm gonna come for you and you're gonna send us some stuff. Um, that's great. So you've done all this, you've done the south, the west, Wales, all the
Yeah,
way up the west of England, and you've already come quite a long way around sort of the beginning of Scotland.
yeah.
That's that it feels so what date did you start?
I start on the 18th of October.
That
Uh,
feels like you've done quite a lot. But I suppose the
it
marathon a
does.
day is
Yeah, I mean that is something that I do think that I do find it quite funny that people are like, "Oh, you've already got to there," but actually, if you were driving 25 miles,
mm,
you'd hope to get quite a substantial distance as well.
yeah.
So it's not actually, I think if people like if you stop and think about it, it's actually not that surprising. It's making Britain actually feel really small, which is really nice. Like I always used to complain about how far Cornwall was,
Mm.
but it took me 25 days to run from Suffolk to Cornwall, and yeah, and it was no, that's fine. It's
I'm here already.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there used to be like sort of seven of us shoved into a car, 6 hour
yeah,
drive down to Cornwall,
yeah.
classic sort of kids holiday. And
Yeah, I'm actually got that slightly wrong. It was 25 days to run to the start of the Southwest Coast Path, so it was probably more like 32 days to run into Cornwall.
all right, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
um
No,
not
yeah. So
quite
the
there,
Southwest
is it?
Coast Path's got Dorset and Devon as well. So yeah, no more, yeah, more like around 30 days. But still, it wasn't that bad.
Have you read that book that's doing the rounds about the Southwest Coast Path?
The Salt Path.
Yeah, that's it.
I actually, well, no, I have, but I read it after the controversy, so I'm reading it with such a skeptical
Right,
mindset, which
okay.
is a shame. Well,
Yeah.
I say I read it with a skeptical mindset. But yeah, I mean, it does make the Southwest Coast Path sound pretty magical, and it is.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So is that your favorite parts? So is that was that
yeah,
better than all the Wales?
yeah. Well, it's difficult because I was definitely treated to the best running company in Cornwall.
Right.
And the people in Cornwall were just amazing. And there wasn't a single day. I was there for 2 weeks, and there wasn't a single day that I was running without a local. And I didn't know anyone in Cornwall before, any of the people who joined me beforehand. They just came out en masse, and it was so nice. And we've got a WhatsApp group which still pings occasionally. Like, yeah.
Hmm.
And actually, one of the girls was driving through. She was actually driving up to Scotland and came and joined me for a bit in the Lake District as well. So yeah,
Lovely.
I think it was the people of Cornwall really that made it so special. It is also beautiful, but it's also very hard. Pembrokeshire, I absolutely loved, but my favourite day was actually day 74, which was the first day. It was on the Cardigan coast, and it was the first day that I could sort of see Snowdonia behind Cardigan Bay, and the scenery was spectacular.
Hmm.
And it was just the day that everything sort of worked, and I just felt really good. And I think I did 50K that day. It was a really big week that week as well. The weather was all right. I had a good
Yeah.
audiobook. I was on my own. Literally spent the whole day on my own, and it was the day before New Year's Eve, and it was great.
Oh, that sounds magical.
It was a really magical day. Had a really good lunch spot as well. Everything was just good. And then I
Yeah.
got to a pub where I was staying. So I was staying in a room above a pub at the end of the day. And the room had a bath, and the menu and the pub was incredible. It was just a good day.
Oh, idyllic. It's like
Yeah.
something from a film.
Yeah.
And then you run into someone in the bar, some local Welsh guy with a
Yeah.
perfect smile. Fantastic. What shoes are you wearing?
Brooks, so
Brooks.
Brooks are giving me my shoes, which is obviously,
Oh, nice.
yeah, which is, I mean, it would be a very large expense. So
Mm,
I switch between um, the Ghost road shoes and the Great Ghost trail shoes, which are, yeah, I mean, they're the same apart from one of them's got more tread.
right. Okay.
And yeah, and they've been good. I'm on pair 5 at the moment.
Now, have they got good cushion, the Ghost ones?
They're not bad. I have noticed actually now this last sort of week and a half has been really roady. My feet are feeling a little bit bruised.
Mm,
But that might just be because I need to switch out my current ones. I haven't done a great job at actually tracking how many miles they've each done because I switch like if I'm on the trails I wear the trail ones, if I'm on the road I wear the road ones. So
right.
I haven't been counting specific number of miles each pair has done. So these ones may be at the end of their life.
Have you been putting it on Strava? It is on Strava, isn't it?
It is on Strava, but because I don't say which pair of shoes I wore between the
Maybe,
trail and the road.
yeah.
Um,
Maybe if you just apply a rough percentage, you'll
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But it sounds like maybe they should give you the glycerin max ones, like some big cushion stuff.
Big
Although,
cushions, yeah. Maybe, yeah,
yeah,
maybe I might,
maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
I
But then
might.
maybe you'll get injured and it'll be my fault.
Yeah, no, they are working well. I mean, I've always wanted the Brooks Great Ghost, so yeah, it's nice to have them. it's nice to have them on tap at the moment. Which,
So how did you get them involved? Were you contacting people sort of prior to setting up and sort of put forward, this is what I'm going to do?
so yes, I was doing that, but this case was actually Nick Butter, who is has run the
Yes.
Coast of Britain and done lots of massive things. I met him at the start of last year, and he has been, I mean, an incredible sport. He's also the reason that I'm trying to do it this quickly. I met him and said what I was doing, and I'd kind
Yeah.
of had in my head that I was going to do it in maybe take a year, like not hurry it. And he tried to do the 200 marathons in 100 days. He ended up doing 128 days, but I mean, it was still phenomenal. But he said to me, he was like, oh, why don't you do 200 in 200? It's like, yeah, because he's that kind of person. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. That'd be great. Yeah, he's sponsored by Brooks. So, well, he's a yeah
Yeah.
person for Brooks. So yeah, so he sorted me out my trainers and a few various other bits and pieces and has done some support and yeah, has been a
Oh,
real
wicked.
cheerleader. Yeah.
Good for you, Nick. Yeah, Brooks Collective, I think they're called. Yeah, I know a couple of them. They're always pretty big on social media. So hopefully, the more of them can start sharing the story, you'll start
Mm.
picking up more pace as well. But good
Mm.
on Brooks and Nick for getting that sorted because that really does save you quite a bit of
Oh
money,
yeah, I
doesn't
mean
it?
it's saved me thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been yeah, I'm so grateful for that. Uh Yeah, because also I think the problem as well is if I was paying for them myself, I'd probably stretch them too far, which obviously then I'm more likely to get injured. So it's nice to be confident that these have done 500 miles plus. I need to switch them out now.
Mm,
And
yeah.
actually with the coast path as well, I mean, especially in the winter, it tears up your trainers. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I'm very, very grateful to have them.
What about other gear and stuff? How difficult is it, like sort of getting stuff washed, like as
Yeah,
you?
that's a problem. That I mean, there have been some days that I've been really disgusting, and it's going to get worse in Scotland because once I'm in the van, I'm not going to have washing facilities. So
No.
I am quite disciplined about having my disgusting stuff and my non-disgusting stuff, and I do not wear my non-disgusting stuff out at all. So that stays as clean as it can be.
Mm,
But most of the time, I have been staying in places that I can do washing, but I think the most I've gone is like maybe 5 days without a
yeah.
washing machine. And yeah, I mean, it's not great. But
No.
yeah,
But at the same time, like you're knackered, you've done a huge run that day. Like I'm useless after a normal Sunday long run, never mind like doing it every single day. I mean, I know
yeah,
like you're getting used to it and stuff, but I suppose in this next section when you've got someone accompanying you at least, maybe you can they can like try and find somewhere to wash things and stuff as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, but it is, I mean, that discipline about getting dry stuff on immediately, like drying my trainers immediately, that has been essential. And I'm the same normally. I'm just like, leave it in a pile and deal with it another day. But I can't be like that with this because it would just make tomorrow so much worse. Like I don't have those catch up days. I can't be adding like horrible piles of disgusting stuff or wet trainers to the day because that's not fun.
How many sort of like running tops are you recycling
I've
like
got
round about?
three.
Three? Only
Yeah.
three?
So I've got three t-shirts. I've got two thermal layers, and then I've got three long sleeved and one coat. Yeah, so not very many.
I thought you were going to say at least 20.
Well, I'm gonna have more from next week once the rest of my stuff arrives with the van. But because there's been so many sections that I've done on my own, I couldn't overpack.
Right, yeah. I
So
was,
yeah,
were you carrying stuff with you or were you trying to send it ahead or?
so I set out and trained to carry stuff if I needed to, and my bag is only was only 8 kilos. But
Hmm.
I very quickly abandoned that, and now I've done a day and a half of carrying my stuff, and now I've got way more than 8 kilos with me. I've got so much
Yeah.
stuff with me now. So I don't. I'm no longer definitely not carrying it, which means it means it's got a little bit more expensive because sometimes I've used taxis to send it forwards. But
Hmm.
mostly just people have been really helpful and
Yeah.
yeah, transported stuff for me.
That makes it a bit more badass, I think. That you're having to carry all that stuff as well on some
It
legs.
definitely makes it different. Like I think Nick and I talk quite a lot about like comparing our experiences. He did his whole thing with a van,
Mm,
and I am so glad I haven't done it all with a van because for me, yes, it probably would have been easier in some ways, probably not physically, but I it's been that interaction with people who've wanted to help or get involved or people who've put me up in their houses and stuff like that. That's been the bit that has been so incredible and
mm.
yeah, really, really uplifting. And actually, for me, this was about celebrating Britain and its people. So even though it has probably slowed me down a bit, I'm glad I've had that aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Would you be the, I mean, from memory, would you be the third person to have ever done this?
I don't actually know, to be honest. So
Yeah,
I know that
because there's Elise as well, isn't there?
so Elise did hers was not quite so hers doesn't count as and I like obviously it was incredible what she did,
Mm,
but it doesn't count because she didn't actually do just the mainland.
right.
She when she got up to the Highlands of Scotland, she went across to like Arran and Oban and some of
Oh,
the
right.
islands,
Okay.
which actually made it less distance because
Mm,
the islands sort of cut out the in and out bits.
okay.
So even though it definitely is a
Yeah.
circumnavigation of Britain, it's not of mainland Britain.
Right. Okay.
There's a lady called Lindsay Bell who walked it, so she's got the FKT.
Right. Okay.
She did more distance than me. She did 6,300 miles
Blimey.
because she didn't take any ferries or anything. She went round like all the rivers. She went up to the bridge and walked. So yeah, so she walked it, carried all her stuff. She took 298 days. And yeah, so she's the female FKT. Um, and yeah, and then there's a handful of men who again, it's all just
Right.
people do different variations of it. If I do it in 200 days, I will be the fastest woman to do it, and yeah, I think I'll be among the fastest of anyone. But it's quite hard to tell because people do yeah different routes and different bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's such a massive, expansive land, isn't it? Like drilling down into, oh, did they run this 30 meters here or versus the
Yeah,
other person? There's just no point, is there?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, with some of like the bigger sort of FKTs, like this just far outscales them. Like
mm,
there's really almost no point. When you come to, I imagine you'll submit it to fastest known times.
yeah.
Um, they ask for a GPX or Strava data. I imagine. I wonder if you can try and crop it. Are you going to try and crop it all together into
Yeah, because I think
one?
that would look really cool to have. Like, I'd like to have the full
Yeah.
map. So yeah, and I'm using a tracker. I'm using YB tracking to do so it's a live tracker. And they do so FKT do accept submissions from them. And that one's probably the most I mean it's all strung together already, but
Oh, great.
there's no like it doesn't have my biometric data, so it doesn't have like heart rate. It doesn't prove that I
Mm,
wasn't in a car.
yeah.
Obviously my
Right.
Garmin proves that I'm not in a car, but
Yeah.
so yeah, I will submit to FKT. I don't know whether or not they will accept because there is now Lindsay has like set a route and I haven't followed it exactly. I don't know whether
Mm.
yeah, I don't know whether they'll be like, well, no, because you didn't do the exact route, but I'll see. I'll see when it comes to it.
I'd expect that there'll be just different sections
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like specific distances of like Megan 5,000 or maybe like the 5,240 mile route or whatever it
yeah.
ends up being.
So
Uh,
Lindsay's one was also self-supported, and my one definitely won't be. Like mine
yeah,
would be a supported attempt.
mm,
So yeah, I wonder if mine would be
the
FKT
supported version.
supported and
Yeah,
Lindsay's is self-supported.
it could well be. It could well
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
How about sort of eating in the evenings or a breakfast? Like again, these are all, are you just finding shops along the way, like pubs, just anything you can?
Yeah, so when I'm on my own, it is a case of yeah, I normally have porridge in the morning. So if I'm on my own, like in a hotel or something, I just have those like porridge pots and have a
Yeah.
couple of them and load of bananas and stuff like that. I have started, well, I say I've started. I set out trying to do the whole marathon, like full thing in one whack, and then stopping and eating once I'd finished. But I just wasn't
Hmm.
getting enough calories in, and I lost quite a lot of weight in the first month. So I now stop and I have like a proper lunch, and then
Mm.
go again and finish the day in the afternoon, and then eat as much as I can in the evenings. But then when I have support, I mean, it's a lot easier because I can, like, I'm normally in an Airbnb or somewhere that I've got a house, and I,
Yeah.
whoever is supporting me normally does the cooking and everything else. I'm going to be useless at life when I finish with this because I can't fend for myself anymore. But, but no, it
No.
does. It makes the running a lot easier to have someone doing everything else for me.
Yeah, you won't have a clue what to do with yourself. You'll be getting up in the morning, just like, right, off we go. Wait,
Yeah,
hang on a
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
Still got my laminated sheet for today.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it would be good to prepare for life after you've finished it because
Mm,
the come down from these things is
I
serious
know.
business.
I know.
Um, like even from people doing, well, I say even people doing like sort of 200-mile races, which I mean I'm comparing it in sort of number of days of running.
Mm.
That can like lead to some serious depression. So it'll be important for you to sort of be ready for that, I think.
It is
Um,
another reason why I wanted to finish in the spring because I think it would be really, I would definitely have really struggled if I'd finished like in October,
mm,
November, and then had this period of time,
yes.
having done it. So I am. I do struggle. I used to struggle badly with come down. I used to really panic about good things that are
Mm,
happening because I was worried about what would come after. But I
yeah.
have worked a lot on my mental well-being, and I'm less worried than I would have been a few years ago.
Mm.
And I'm gonna write a book, and
Oh, great.
I'm gonna move to Cornwall. So yeah, I'm going to I've got things to look forward to, which hopefully will make finishing a bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're writing your blog at the moment as well, aren't
I
you?
am, yeah,
As
and
you go
I'm
along.
really quite behind, and I'm gonna do some catching up on it this
Well, that's
evening.
it's so difficult though, isn't it? Like, because you're trying
Yeah.
to keep up to date with your social media as well. Like,
Mm,
just the general life upkeep of the challenge itself is quite exhausting as well. Like,
absolutely, yeah, yeah. But that's
there's
another
only
reason why once I'm in the camper van, I hopefully will have more time to do some of the like
mm,
more more creative aspects because I won't be needing to do the planning. Yeah,
are you like dictating anything to yourself, like on your
I've
phone, like
tried, but I'm really
must
not very,
remember this bit.
yeah, I'm really not very good at it. I do handwrite a diary every evening, and I've been quite good at sticking with that. So
Mm,
just yeah, just making sure I remember, yeah, the key things and actually Instagram. I am being quite disciplined with my Instagram because obviously keeping things going on Instagram is quite important. So
yeah,
and having that, I think I'll be really grateful for at the end because it's all there. Every day is numbered. Although there have
yeah.
been some times that I've got the days wrong. Like there are 2 day 85s on my Instagram. I think day 16 just doesn't exist, and I don't know how that happened.
Oh, nightmare. Forget it. Forget it. It's over. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore. Back to Suffolk.
Yeah.
No, I think yeah, I really believe in like documenting things on
Mm.
Instagram and then looking back at it because you won't remember. You
No.
just won't. And having all the videos and the photos and stuff
Mm.
will be such like a lasting memory for you. I think it's
Yeah.
really great that you're doing it that way. And
Yeah.
obviously it just has good reach as well. And I'm sure the reach will go up. Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's about taking up your hour. I won't hold up any more of your time because you've probably got a bunch of stuff to do before you get off for day 102. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It's been really
Mm.
great
Thank
to
you for
hear
having
about,
me.
yeah, to hear about the story and everything. And anyone who's listening, please give to Megan's Samaritan's fund that she's raising. She's raised £18,876, £50,000 so far, so 37%. of the way through. I'll be donating after this.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll make sure to put a link to that in the show notes and on the Instagram so that other people can find it. But massive, well done so far for getting over halfway, and huge good luck for the remaining 99 days.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope everyone enjoyed that podcast today. Have a good one. See you later.